Welcome to the Azure Data Engineering interview series. I'm your host, and today we'll be diving into ingesting data from REST APIs into Azure with Azure Data Engineering expert. Let's get started with this technical interview discussion. So, have you ingested data from REST APIs into Azure? What were the key steps and challenges you faced?
Well, yeah, I've done that. From my experience, the key steps involve setting up Azure Data Factory pipelines to pull data from REST APIs. In one project, we ingested data from a weather API to analyze climate patterns. We used a HTTP connector to call the API, then stored the data in Azure Blob Storage for further processing. The main challenge was dealing with API rate limits and ensuring data completeness.
That's interesting. How did you handle those API rate limits?
Good question. We implemented a retry policy in Azure Data Factory to handle transient errors and rate limiting. Essentially, we set up a delay mechanism between API calls to respect the rate limits, which helped avoid throttling issues.
Can you explain that in more detail, particularly how you managed the delay mechanism?
Sure. We used a combination of the wait activity and a configuration of the retry policy settings in Azure Data Factory. The wait activity allowed us to pause the pipeline for a specified time between calls. Additionally, we set up exponential backoff in the retry policy to manage more persistent rate-limiting scenarios.
And what about data validation? How did you ensure data integrity once it was ingested?
Right. For data validation, we used Azure Data Factory's data flow to perform data cleansing and validation checks. We also incorporated Azure Logic apps to trigger alerts if any anomalies were detected. This way, we could ensure the data was accurate and reliable before it was processed further.
Great. Thank you for sharing those insights from your project experience. That covers ingesting data from REST APIs into Azure comprehensively. Thank you for watching this interview discussion. I hope you found it helpful for your interview preparation and career growth. For more technical interview questions and content, please follow the Clear Tech Interviews channel. Good luck with your interviews.